Call the meeting to order for the District of Chetwynd, February 16th, 2020 at 4:33 p.m. I would like to, prior to adoption of the agenda and the council meeting be conducted electronically via Zoom due to the prevalence of COVID-19 and the provincial state of an emergencies. So with that being said, we will call the opening statement. Deanne?
As we begin our meeting this evening, we reflect on the service we provide to our citizens, and we will endeavor to conduct our business effectively and productively on their behalfs. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Prior to adoption of the agenda, is there any new items that we need to add to our agenda today? Councillor Rourke?
I'd like to add Meals on Wheels, please.
Okay, Meals on Wheels. Under new business. Any other items? Okay, not hearing any. Adoption of the agenda. One new item added.
So moved.
Laura?
Second.
Councillor Deck, second. All those in favor? Carried. Minutes of the meeting on February 1st, 2021.
So moved. Second.
Okay, Rochelle, any discussion, any omissions from the minutes of February 1st, 2021?
I have one question.
Laura?
And it's actually for Jocelyn. At the last council meeting, Jocelyn, you said the International Chain Carving Society were going to meet and decide if they were doing the event or not. Do you know if anything decisions were made on that yet?
There was a decision made, and they will be announcing it here next week, I believe, but they wanted to get a hold of their sponsors first before anything came out in the public.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions, concerns? Okay, all those in favor of the Gary, February 1st minutes? Carried. We don't have no delegations, bylaw. Reports, liaison. From the mayor, I have one kind of item that was quite it pushed forward when we were talking with the Caribou Committee. They've mentioned that they were going to try to get a socio-economic study done. One that was done by, I think, Big River Analytical. We never seen that. It's never come across my desk, but they said they would try, are going to do one. So hopefully that we get to see one here in the near future on what the caribou issue is going to affect the region. So that was one of the things that jumped out at me with Caribou Talk. And the other thing right now is with the COVID and the variants that's going on, and hopefully that we don't lose or become complacent with what we're doing in our society and around Chetwynd and where we go. So we must have our due diligence be at the forefront. So we must do all that and take precautions whenever we can, and that's to wear a mask and wash your hands and wear a mask. It's important, probably be very important, because some of the bigger centers, like I know it's seems like a long ways away, Ontario, but when you fly in a plane, it's not very far. So we got to be careful in what we do here in Chetwynd and in the surrounding area, and when we travel, make sure. And we've done a fairly good job. We've had one, but in our office here, but everybody else is safe. So we are doing our due diligence that way. So kudos that we can do that here in a small community, and hopefully that we continue to do that. Is there any other reports? Okay, not seeing any. We have some discussion. No discussion items. Correspondence. We have a letter from Mike Bernier, Peace River South, to Adrian Dix, Minister of Health. It's dated February 10th, and he just discussing a little bit about what's going on in Chetwynd. Did somebody want to read it out? Let's get it read out, or did everybody have a chance to read it? And it's open to the public. The public will be able to check it out on our web page. Is that true, Deanne? It's on there? All of our meetings should be on there. Okay, it says, Dear Mr. Dix, I wish to bring to your attention again and the dire situation facing the healthcare facilities in the Southeast regarding staffing shortages. I understand this has been an ongoing situation for many years, but I am also hoping we can collectively work to find a solution as a situation to appear to be worsening. I've had numerous discussions with local nursing staff and physicians, Northern Health Board members, and other local elected officials, and I can say that it appears to be frustrating for everyone involved, and there also does not seem to be a simple solution to one group can solve alone, that one group can solve alone. Specifically in the Chetwynd Hospital, this part here, when he talks, I believe is what concerns us, and it's been concerning us for quite a while. And I believe that we must, we've brought it to Northern Health's attention, right up to the administration and to the board. And I believe that what MLA's talked about here is something that we've been discussing with Northern Health for the last 2 years, I believe. And if our MLA is only bringing it up February 10th, I believe that he's missed the bus on that. And that's just my opinion on what goes on with him. I believe that it should have been done when we got on board and says that we're missing something here. We direly need this situation to be rectified, and that council and mayor and the staff, we've been working hard to get our doctors here in Chetwynd to appreciate what we have here in Chetwynd. And right now we've got this housing shortage, which is quite difficult to get a hold of, as Laura and the committee is looking into the housing situation for our physicians, and just generally housing, and to have us not have any. It's quite disturbing that we can't house our professionals that way. And there's been some concern from our council that not only doctors, it happens to be every profession that's being affected, school teachers and managers and every other profession that comes in, and just plain laborers in general. So this part here kind of disturbed me, and I just like to bring it to the attention of our community, and I will write a letter to MLA personally stating that fact. And is there anybody else that had anything on our about the letter that Mike Bernier had sent? I will go with Mel and then Clay.
First off, it's not specifically about the letter that Mr. Bernier sent, but I had a local resident question me in regards, and it wasn't a usual local resident. There was somebody kind of out of the blue caught me, and they said, well, we pay taxes to have the hospital open all the time, and they're closed. Is there a rebate for the closures? Like it's the 1 day. It's 1 day, might be an exception to the rule, but it's been a considerable amount of times, and it might add up. I think it's a legitimate question. If a taxpayer is paying for a service and they don't get it, it's a legitimate question. That's all I had.
Clay?
I agree with everything you said, Mr. Mayor, about the letter's late, very, very late, and we'd probably have better luck, Mayor and Council, trying to talk to Minister Dix ourselves.
Laura?
I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but did Mike not bring this up in Parliament like maybe 6 months ago? I know he stood up in Parliament for 15 minutes and talked about the lack of doctors and nurses in Chetwynd. So I don't think it's the first time that he said anything about it.
Yes, I take that into account. Yes, I remember him doing that. Go ahead, Councillor Galbraith.
Yeah, I was just going to respond to Laura. Actually, it's funny that you said that because a year ago, just this last week, it popped up on my Facebook news feed that Mike was in Vancouver or Victoria, sorry, talking about the problem with the doctors in Chetwynd, or the lack of. And he also it wasn't that long ago that he stood up and addressed it again. So I do feel that he is hearing us and understands that we have concerns.
Okay. Any more on the letter? Clay, go ahead.
I still think that you might be more effective contacting him yourself. The two parties just don't seem to be talking that wonderfully to each other these days. I don't think it's a Mike issue. I think it's a party issue.
Okay. Yeah, I will relay that to him in the message when I send him a letter. And if he does want to, then I'll, rather than a phone call, I want it on hard copy because I understand a little bit about the phone call. It's just a personal one-on-one unless we have this. No, I'd rather have him give it to me on a hard copy for sure. Any more on the letter?
Sorry, I do have
Janet?
one.
Okay, go ahead, Janet.
To Mike's point about the night shift situation with just one RN, that is definitely, I mean, to his other points, I mean, definitely a housing issue, but we are getting doctors now. We will be full complement this year. But to the nursing situation, how do we further address that? Because that is a real concern. It's I've spoke with several nurses who and nurses that no longer work in the hospital due to that specific problem.
Yeah,
Can we want Northern Health on that specific problem? And my mistake for not bringing it up when we spoke with when we met the new
Merkel?
HS.
Yes, Administrator Merkel, I believe. Yes, that's one of the things that we should be bringing up with her and given that and send it to the ministry that, you know, that's all in cases the healthcare, right? Nurses, doctors, and the supporting staff. Jocelyn?
I was just going to say, there's 8 positions for nurses available in that hospital. And we have residents in Chetwynd with nursing degrees that are on casual because they can't get hired on at the hospital.
These are valid points that we need to bring up with the administrator and see where that goes. I know with us dealing with the administration prior, we didn't get very good results in the last 2 years. And then this year we were getting the doctors, and then yet we're lacking in nurses. So, and what Mel was referring to in his talk was diversions, right? Mel, is that what you were talking about when we have to close our hospital because of lack of nurses or doctors?
Yep.
Okay.
Either way.
Yep.
Can we request a meeting with the new HSA?
Carol? Yes, we can.
Yep, definitely.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
We will note that, and we will request and we'll send out maybe a doodle poll or something to when we can meet the new administrator again and ask her some pertinent questions. Okay, any more on the letter? We're good? Okay,
Could I get a motion, could I get a motion to receive if we're done?
I'll make that motion to receive. Second.
okay, all those in favor? Carried. Okay, we got information items. I-1 through I-12. Is there anything that needs to be extracted to discuss?
Motion to receive I-1 to I-12.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor? Okay, carried. Reports for action, R1, investing in Canada's infrastructure, COVID-19 resilience infrastructure stream funding application.
I can make that recommendation that the council authorize administration to submit an application for grant funding for the downtown revitalization project to the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, COVID-19 Resilience Infrastructure, and that council support the project.
Second? Clay seconds. Okay, any discussion? Okay, not seeing any. All those in favor? Carried. This one, RA2, Triple J signage.
I can make that recommendation that council authorize Triple J Pipelines to temporarily place signage at the locations identified on the sign permit application included as attachment A within the district of Chetwynd boundaries.
second,
Joshua, the second. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. New business. Janet?
Thank you. Yeah, so Meals on Wheels, I know I sent an email before. I'm still looking for any information as to how it may have rolled out in the past. We are still, there is definitely interest. Still looking for somebody to provide the meals, and I am wondering if there would be any type of grant or support available from the district.
Carol?
Yeah,
Or
we
Ke-
could definitely put this on the list of grants for council to consider. That meeting is upcoming for grants for 2021. I don't think we have it scheduled in just yet, but Kevin, we were planning on having another meeting, but finalize the budget. We spoke about this earlier.
Yes, we will be.
So we can definitely put it on there unless you would like something sooner than that, Janet?
No, like I said, we're still working on it, trying to, we've got a couple leads, but nothing, for sure yet. So that'll be fine, Carol, thank you.
Any questions or any answers? Laura? Laura and then Mel.
So Janet, is there like an organization that's looking at maybe taking this on? Do you know?
It could possibly be the seniors, the Pine Valley Seniors Association, because Keith Mazie called me and he's part of that. So, they're a nonprofit. I think they would qualify for a grant, I'm sure.
Okay, Mel?
Just earlier on in the COVID, when we were distributing meals, would be something along that line, Janet? Is that, or is it an actual full-blown Meals to Wheels program?
Well, I don't know how full blown it would be. Like some of the ideas we were kicking around were maybe twice a week meals to seniors, or, I mean, it wouldn't have to be a senior, but you would have to qualify in some sense. There would be a charge for it. I'm not sure exactly how those COVID meals rolled out. No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I just have a quick question.
Go ahead, Rochelle.
So Tansy still delivers their meals on Fridays. Have you had that conversation with them?
I haven't spoken to Tansy. I would, just from our conversations, they would want it more than once a week. And I don't know, like, this is something I actually wanted to find out. Is Tansy still preparing meals at the Legion?
Oh, I don't know where they prepare it, but I see them delivering every Friday, just a few residents on my street.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Did you want staff to just phone them and ask, or did you want to do that?
I'm on it. Thank you.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, then, good enough. Any more on the Meals on Wheels? Laura?
I just seen that the Chamber of Commerce made a comment in the chat that no longer at the Legion.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. Thanks, Laura.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's Chamber Week. Speaking of the Legion, yes, it's great to have a Chamber of Commerce, and I believe I mentioned a little bit on the radio last week that this week was the Chamber, and we proclaimed this week Chamber Commerce Week. Okay, not seeing any more discussion on this. We're good with that, Carol. We've got all the information we need.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess just the public would be the chamber on, I believe. Any questions?
You betcha.
Okay, give her. You got a question? Any question? No? Okay.
No question.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Mel, second. Okay, thank you. Make sure
Thank you.
wear your mask, wash your face.
Are we going back into the